Oh, hello. It's me again. Oh, you can't really see. Oh, hello. Haha. Yes. Noodles. I've got the Luchi or whatever the hell it's called. I can pretty much guess what the instructions are on the back. Let's do go my noodle, 400 grams. I'm not gonna eat all of them. I've put some already in the pot. Really, I need a head cam for this. It looks a bit odd in here because I've got the light on, because instead of the overhead light, because my flat's now decided that instead of going for the logical thing, I pay all this rent, but now instead of them coming and replacing the strip bulb, oh, I've got to get that myself. The fact I haven't got a car and I haven't got a clue where you get strip bulbs, but never mind. Worse things happen at sea. Now this is going to be a dual video, because I'm also going to show the food stuff that I really enjoy eating. This ox kidney. I also quite like liver as well, lamb liver. So I'm going to do those in the wok. That Barry, what's his face, he probably does more high-techy sort of cooking, because he's a professional. I'm a rank amateur when it comes to cooking. You know, I haven't yet poisoned myself, but there's room there that I'll probably do it at some point. I'll show you a really cool gizmo that I got as well. This is a time when a cameraman might be really useful, but I live on my own, sadly. I say sadly because I do get a bit lonely. No, I'm not going to get that out. I have to bore that up later. I was going to show you a labour-saving cutting device, but it's not really working. I've got to give it a good scrub. I was chopping up tomatoes with it last night. Anyway, I better get out onion, red onion. Yes. So red onion, couple of tomatoes, come on, tomato, attack the killer tomatoes, attack the killer tomatoes, anyway, if you haven't guessed, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes is actually one of my favourite films. Sad though it is, I find the jokes in it are just as funny today as they were back in the 70s. I can't understand why people knock it. The humour, it's a bit corny, but there's some real funny jokes in that film. Anyway, got to turn the gas on. Hopefully not blow myself up. Where the bloody hell did I put those matches? Oh, this will be fun. I can't find my regular matches. I have to use these bloody horrible safety ones. There we go. get those noodles. They're already partially bending, but I might have to give them a bit of a push. See? There's the noodles bubbling away. Put that there. I haven't got a very big kitchen, so you know, I have to make do. And something else to add texture and flavour, the big old yellow pepper. Most people bug around with knives. Peppers are really easy just to break open. Yes. I think I'll only use half though, because I don't want the whole thing tasting of nothing but peppers. So put that there. Get the noodles bubbling away. Wok. Ha ha! The wok! Terrible impression. I'm not an impressions man. I can do very little. I used to do Scooter from the GoBots and annoy people at school because they didn't know what the relevance was, and I actually got hit once by a girl before I was taking the mickey out of her, and I said, no, I'm doing Scooter. She went, Scooter? What's Scooter? And then she hit me again, and I literally had to run away in the end because she was calling other people to come and hit me. But yeah, I didn't have really, you know how you get people saying, oh, my school years, oh, I loved them and all that. I didn't. I hated school. Bunch of horrible bullies in my year. Pretty much most of them, if they'd known more about me, would have probably hit me even more and bullied me even worse. Anyway, sesame oil, tasty stuff. It's oh, stupid thing. There we go. Opposed to olive oil, sesame oil is very good because it gives an extra bit of taste. You know, this again I got in the Asian food aisle at Tesco's. I can't read any of this. Lee Kum Ki. Yeah. I'm trying to suppress thinking kung fu movie, but you know, it's in the background there. So, you know, put the vegetables in first so they can add some flavour. I like peppers, but in moderation. Oh, I was going to add something else. Something I absolutely love. This goes great with everything, even porridge I once had it in. Wasabi! I hope I'm not going to get in trouble for these terrible Kurosawa impressions. You know, a little squirt of that. Oh. Nom 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 nom. It's better than English mustard. Peppers in there. Got the knife and cut these a little. Bit of tomato. This one looks like a quality tomato. I like a nice big tomato. Because tomatoes are actually fruit, they're not vegetables. Most vegetables are actually a root. But fruit are passing it. Oh, it's getting a bit hot too quickly now. Going to end up looking like Freddy Krueger after this. So tomatoes in. I'll put the ox in. Yeah. I wanted to be a farmer many years ago, but you know, things don't always turn out the way you want them. Originally, when I was at school, I wanted to be a zoology vet, but then when I went to Wynn Safari Park for my work experience, the woman basically explained to me that most of the job is putting animals down, and I was so traumatised by that revelation that I then thought, well, I might as well go into something else then, like animal rescue. I worked at animal rescue doing voluntary work, and there's no money in animal rescue. You know, I wouldn't be able to live the way I like to live if I was doing voluntary work all the time. So then I decided I'd look into farming. So I went to agriculture college and I did an umbrella course, so I did lots of different things, seeing which one would stick. But actually I think I'll not have the onion with it. I don't want to bamboozle the flavours. Yeah. A little bit more oil on it. There's a lot of things Asian with sesame seeds that I really like. I'll show you in a sec. But anyway, as I was saying, I went to agriculture college, and then afterwards I worked at a garden centre, and it was a pretty rubbish job. But then I was made sort of in the pet department, which I really enjoyed because I like the animals. But eventually I just felt like I was wasting my time there, because it being an American firm, the sort of pay raises, the subject would be instantly changed. This was back in the 90s, remember. So eventually I got a job with a post office as a cleaner, and I wasn't very good at it. Yeah, it helped me out in the sorting office, all that stuff, but yeah, I eventually was given heave-ho really, and I'd had secondary jobs at the same time. Some really terrible ones. Anyone tempted to work for Blockbuster, forget it. They're a horrible place to work, Blockbuster Video. I think they're out of business or something in America. I'm not sure about over here, because Britain usually, we like sort of bargains, so video hires and all that. I can't believe that it's all Netflix now. I'm not a big fan of Netflix myself. If I'm going to get a DVD, I want to get a DVD with extras. Well, what's the point in getting it on DVD? Might as well wait for it to come out on not DVD. I'm tripping over my words here. It's better to buy the DVD special edition with all the extras than just the plain film. Oh, this is smelling pretty good. I'll put in the oh no, I'll have the lamb liver later, or the other noodles. The only thing I'll say, if you've got liver or kidney in the fridge and the bag feels inflated, whatever you do, don't open it. Because I like the stuff, but it can go off really, really quickly. And, you know, it inflates because it's going rotten. It goes rotten pretty quickly because it's an internal organ. and it will contain bacteria on its own, so make sure everything's fully cooked, because the kidneys and liver are the blood cleaning parts of the body. Actually, I'll put some more heat in here so I can cook it through a bit quicker. Initially I was thinking that I'd do this with my uncle, but then I remembered he's a vegetarian, so he's not going to exactly want me to be filling his kitchen with the smell of kidney. Come on, flip, you bastard, flip. There we go. Got a rich smell here. The tomatoes cooking, but it's not overcooking. I can't stand it when you've got tomatoes that are like sludge. That green pepper's smelling good as well. Wait a bit of the into the meat. Yeah, I didn't sleep very well last night because I've got a medical I thought was yesterday, and I was phoning them up, and a very nice lady answered the phone, and it turns out it's today. So yeah, I was a bit frightened because I'm still off sick, and well, I'm on suspension sort of sickness thing. And I don't want to upset anyone and make them feel like I'm taking them for a ride or anything, you know. I know people who'd probably be going, oh, you're enjoying a holiday and all that, but I'm not really. I'd like to be back at work, but I just don't think I'm ready for it at the moment. My dad's very ill, so I constantly have the fear when the phone rings that it's going to be some bad news, you know. That's what you get with, sadly, with cancer. Right. Take the water off. Ooh. From the smell of the noodles, they are basically just noodles. Yeah, they look nice. They look a little bit like angel hair pasta. Still, that's a big debate whether it was Marco Polo really travelled to Asia, or was it all stories he got from traders? Yeah, it's come out pretty damn good looking. Come on. I always get one. It's like a crowd of people. You always get a noodle that don't want to come out the pan. Come on, you bugger. Yeah. I'm surprised how quickly they actually boiled through. You know, I've always been a bit paranoid with pasta, because I don't like it when you bite into it and it's all crunchy. You know, because it gives me terrible indigestion. Sorry about the snorting, I've got a bit of a cold. The meat. There we go. I wish I had the cooking skills of Hannibal Lecter. Not eating humans, but you know, the TV show. What I really love is when they show him preparing food, and some of the most amazing ones, like when he put stuff in clay and using all the natural sort of herbs and things like that. I love that. I love the TV show of Hannibal a lot more now than the actual films. Apart from possibly the film Hannibal, I liked because it was filmed in Florence and it had all the Florentine art in it. It looks pretty good. You know, this is food for a single man, remember, so... Oh, no, not everything over now. Yes, everyone's suddenly getting motion sickness. Anyway, oh, get my bum down here. Right. I'll try the noodle first, because that's what the video is about, really. Oh, it's very hot. It feels like a sort of sticky noodle. I've had that before at a Japanese restaurant. Yeah, that's good. That's a good noodle. It's a good noodle for me. Will absorb a lot of the tastes of the things around it. A little bit like a crystal. And these noodles, I can already taste the soaked in a lot of the flavour of the meat and the peppers. Wasabi, terrorism on my head again. The wasabi is very good as an added flavour to things. You know, if you're having steak and you've added onion to it, my advice is not a great big dollop, but a little dollop in with the onion. It's literally like a detonator. It awakens all the flavours. You know, I suppose the challenge would be to eat a whole tube of the stuff. But I have eaten a whole tube of wasabi once when it had snowed at work and I had to go and clear the platforms. And I'd found one in some shopping someone's left on the train, because I'd had to do the berthing stop, which are basically trains at the stations overnight. Someone left their shopping on board. Most of it was perishable stuff that I just had to throw away immediately, because it was mainly someone had got like a Japanese meal, and it was all in the trays, and they just left the thing on the overhead. I bet they were kicking themselves because it smelt really nice, but it'd been there all night and the weather was cold, yes, but it just I couldn't store it anywhere, but it had a tube of wasabi with it. So I went, oh well, I threw away all the food and I just kept the tube, and I thought, oh well, you know, I like sushi, I'll have that with sushi. Then it started snowing, and by sort of about an hour later it was heavy snowing. So my boss phoned me up, as I'm used to doing, because when it snows the trains all slow down, there's not enough time to clean them at Reading. So I went to the small stations that have only got ticket staff, and I'm clearing the snow and I'm getting colder and colder. I keep pulling this thing out and a little bit, because it heats up your body. Yeah. So anyone who they've got to clear the snow and they feel cold, bit of wasabi. Yeah, these noodles are really nice. I strongly recommend. They're in the Tesco's World Foods aisle. and they're very easy to prepare. You know, I don't know whether that was 5 or 10 minutes, just boiling water. I should have really brought in a meat knife with it. But I'll do that in a minute. Finish off the meat. But the meat tastes good. It has a very spongy flavour to it. One of the mistakes with kidney is if it's overcooked it goes quite hard. You normally experience that with steak and kidney pies. I'm definitely going to buy these noodles again. They really are tasty. They're soft, but they've got flavour to them. They're quite swanky sort of noodles as well. Have a slightly eggy taste to them, but I rather enjoy really. A bit of tomato. See, the secret to frying tomatoes is literally you want to heat up the outside so it's soft, but leave the centre a little bit hard, because then you don't lose all the flavour. The biggest mistake with tomatoes are people leave them heating way too long in the frying pan, and you end up with this sort of thing that falls to bits when it reaches your lips. But if you eat it like this, it retains the flavour and the sweetness and the juiciness. The sesame oil as well, it permeates the taste of everything, so it gives it a slightly nutty taste to it that I really enjoy. But take note, anyone who's got peanut allergies, don't be whacking this stuff over everything or you'll inflate like a balloon. Yeah, the noodles are absorbing a lot of the flavour, even from the meat. Yeah. I think tomorrow I'll do another video in the morning for the liver, with the other noodles, from the same Luchi or Luchi or whatever they're called group. But these are very, very nice. Yeah. It's not something I'd eat for breakfast every day. Today was a bit of a one-off because I didn't sleep very well. But you know, as a single bloke meal, this would be perfect for an evening. So I'd probably get something like a can of mince, and have mince and the noodles with some veg with it. Especially good on a winter's night. because last night it was freezing, and my problem is I can't sleep without the window open. It's not tough enough that I'm having to rip the thing to pieces, but yeah, it's cooked, but it's not overcooked, and it's got that irony aftertaste I always like in a good kidney or liver. It's almost got a slight sweet seafood flavour to it. Yeah. I was originally going to get beef heart, but they didn't have any in Morrison's, so I was a bit gutted about that. Because I do beef heart under a grill. Basically, you get a flat piece of tin foil, you fold it at each edge, you put the diced beef heart on top, flattened out, then you put garlic on it, and then finally a little bit of vegetable oil, and then you slightly bend up the edges so it doesn't all overrun, and you put it on a nice sort of heat, I think second from lowest, and just let it slowly cook through, and it tastes fantastic. It's especially nice if you're adding it to something like mashed potato, or well, you could go through the grilling process and then put it in gravy in a pie and have beef heart pie. Because again, like this, it'll absorb the flavour of whatever's put on it. So the garlic, you can use garlic powder, but I actually prefer using proper garlic, and it will go into the meat. It goes better with a little bit of vegetable oil. I don't know how it does it, but the garlic will then penetrate the meat better. Yeah. It was thanks to my dad I started cooking with garlic. Before that, I thought garlic was a sort of pongy, smelly stuff that they had on top of pizzas. But it's funny how the palate changes over the years. I remember the first time I had blue cheese, I hated it. I thought it tasted like soap. But nowadays I can't do without a bit of blue cheese, particularly blue brie. Oh, I could live off that. Camembert, I think it's called. Oh, it's gorgeous. If there's any foods that you want me to try, if you go onto my Twitter page at the Poffit at / Poffit, POFIT, bloody dyslexia, little line HC. My wish list for Amazon's there. If you leave a message with a link to whatever food product, you have to get them on Amazon because I haven't got a PO box, because I haven't got the money for it at the moment. If you leave it on the thing saying add this to your wish list, I'll add it straight away, and you know, then try and think here, and then you can pay for it for me, and I'll eat it, as long as it's not that really stinky fish from I think it's from Norway, that people have to take out the tin underwater because it reeks. You know, it's basically rotten pickled fish. I'm not going to eat that. And if you send them to me, then I will basically just stick them straight in the bin, because those cans become explosive supposedly, and I'm going to be thrown out my flat because some idiot's gone and sent me stinky rotten fish. But any Asian food I'll be completely open to consuming, particularly sweeties. I quite like sesame biscuits. They're like these compressed sesame seeds in it's like a honey or syrup, and it's like a peanut brittle, but it's a lot smaller and a lot flatter, so it's really nice to go with a cup of coffee. Well, I rate these noodles as a 17 out of 17. They're fantastically tasty. I would say that because they're proper noodles, I was expecting that. You know, they're not like the noodles you're going to get in a sort of 20p pot noodle from Tesco's. But generally, they're very good, and they get a 17 out of 17, as I say. I can't see any criticisms. Maybe if the company wanted to make pots or packs for easier use, that would be great, because their noodles are very, very tasty. Anyway, I'll finish now. See you later.